What flirting tricks work well? I don't know about flirting, but I have learned that there is a subtle difference between a look of interest and the stare of a psychopath. This explains a lot. Oh shit, it was this. And that difference usually depends on whether you're handsome or ugly. Sometimes. I can definitely say there's something about someone's gaze that looks predatory, sharp, and has a goal. Ick. It's hard to explain, but it's just different. Two examples I've experienced were just ordinary guys, one at a club and he kept staring at me and kept trying to get near me on the dance floor, while I evaded him. His stare was pretty freaky, and somehow snuck up on me and yanked on my arm to dance. I noped the fuck out of that one. The other was a coworker who wasn't even bad looking and showed interest, but there was something slightly manic about how he was trying to know me, how he looked at me. I was certainly trying to keep my distance. It all ended with him getting fired because he was stalking me and found out where I lived, and I was notified he was actually out of prison after 2 manslaughter charges. I think the distinction is that they look for too long and far too often. Normal eye contact across a room is broken pretty quickly, but flirty eye contact is held just a second or two longer before looking back towards your friend. Then if you both look back again after 30 seconds or so for a repeat, chances are you're both interested. Trying to hold eye contact or not looking away, creepy. Same with a conversation, normally people will make eye contact then look away, repeating through the conversation. Holding eye contact excessively is weird even with someone you know well. Ask questions and seem interested in what they say, make eye contact, use a bit of humor. Don't make it all about you or all about them, think of it like passing a ball between you both, see which way it's going and aim for the goal. I've had a bit of wine, may not make sense. I've had a bit of wine. I've heard a little bit of this can get people to loosen up a little. Just makes me sleepy. Bill Cosby allegedly enters the chat. Allegedly entering more than just the chat. I saw this on Instagram. Taps guy on the shoulder. Hey, my friend in the corner thinks you're hot. Walks to the corner and wave. All the guys that were standing there were stunned, it 100% worked lol. What's your friend's name? Courtney. Can you tell Courtney that I think her friend is cute? I've seen that one work really well. That one has a high chance of leaving them confused for a while and then you having to explain it, high risk high reward, I like it. This isn't the same thing, but it reminded me of that. I was out with my girlfriend, some of her friends, and my sister for a birthday party. They were all in dresses, hair and makeup on point. I was the only guy at the table as we hadn't been there too long and no other boyfriends had shown up. I'm not really ugly or anything, but I was like 5'10" and 120 pounds at the time. As we're all chilling, this girl comes over and taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey, my friend over there was wondering how some skinny little kid ended up at a table with the baddest group of bitches in the place," and kind of vaguely points in a direction. Being a little drunk from pre-gaming, I stood up, slowly and sexily lifted my shirt to show off my skinny kid abs while gyrating my hips and licking my lips at this dude while the group of girls I was with hooped and yelled like I was Magic Mike. I'll never forget the look on this guy's face. His eyes got kind of big, he looked extremely confused and uncomfortable, then he slowly turned and started walking away. I sat back down and we're all laughing a bit. Then the girl who came over put her hand back on my shoulder and in the most pitying tone looked me dead in the eyes and said, "Oh, honey, that ain't him." Then she just walked off. At that point we were fucking dying from laughter. That poor guy was probably just checking out the table of hot girls at the wrong time and got one of the most uncomfortable and awkward social interactions he's ever experienced. Be clever but never crass. Flirting is more about what you're not explicitly saying. Veiled innuendo, if done right, can never be called out. Include a devilish grin. Men are often blind to the art of subtlety, but women are usually keenly aware and appreciative of it. As a non-native who's pretty proficient in English is like to ask the fuck is veiled innuendo. It's saying something that if you're paying attention is sexual in nature, but can be plausibly denied as innocent. Something like if you're talking about working out, saying, "Oh, I don't mind breaking a sweat with the right partner." You're clearly talking about fucking, but if the person isn't interested, they can just say, "Yeah, I have a gym partner too." Good to have someone spot you when you're lifting weights. Versus if they are interested, they can say, "I don't mind breaking a sweat either," etc. It gives them a way to both steer the conversation away from sex if that's not that they want, and steer it towards sex if that's that they do want. Ah, I see. Thanks very much for a very insightful explanation. A few things that worked for me, while decently buzzed and didn't give much of a fuck. I met eyes with woman at a bar a few times. That was the first sign I should have done something but played it off as coincidence. Felt the eyes on me again and thought, fuck it. Asked the bartender what she ordered, brought it over and boldly said, "Here, maybe this will give you the confidence to come over and talk to me." Paused and looked her in the eye, smiled and walked back to my stool. Eventually, she did come back after her drink and we chatted for a bit, hit it off pretty well too. We dated for a while and fucked a few times and that was it. Remember, it's not always about finding love in a relationship and she didn't want that, she wanted to bang. We did and then she ghosted me. Impressing them with your fucking ability and reminding them how beautiful they are is rookie shit. They know. Show a bit of humility and use their beauty as a joke. Like, "You're pretty." Thanks. That's not a compliment, it's frustrating, I never know where to look. It's too much. TLDR, be yourself and be confident in your humor. Humility and confidence in it goes far. Just go for it. Don't be a dick. The advice is fine, but I'm sorry man, but you hooked up with one girl a few times then got ghosted, like that's success? The success part is getting a date out of it. Great flirting can't fix their personality and how they treat you. Some of us can never even get that far, lol. Please like and subscribe for more daily content. I publish new videos daily, otherwise please feel free to check out another video. Thanks for watching.